Okay, it's been a week since the last feeding. I've been away for a week, so I wasn't able to look on them, on the worms for while we were gone. So here we go. I did discover a hole at the bottom of the bin since I watered it so much last week, and all the water, or a lot of the water, had leaked out of the bottom. Luckily, I'd had the cover for the bin underneath the bin, so it didn't leak all over the floor. So let's check in on the worms and how they're doing so far before I go ahead and do any, trait or put them into their new bin, which is the same size as the current bin. All right, this is where I fed them last. Let me see if there's any. Bin is damp. Few worms there. Let me go ahead and check out the rest of the bin. Oh, there's worms there. They look good. It's kind of dry in some places. Not as wet as I would hoped it have been, but like I said, there's a spot in the bin that I didn't know there was a hole. Check the center here. Skin of tomato. It's cool to the touch. Okay, let's see here. This is where I think these were noodles. So there's some lively worms underneath here, and it does smell a little bit, but the worms lively, looking good. It's a beetle. Oh. All right. So it looks a little moist here where the food was. Moister than the other parts of the bin. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off. Right next to it I have the new bin that I'm going to be putting them in. So as you can see, it's a different color. Old color is green. This one is gray. So I'm going to turn this off, and after I get them all situated, I will, you'll see the next feeding. Okay, I'm back. Actually, the old bin had two. One hole and one crack that can only be seen from when you hold it up to the light. So anyway, hang on a second. Alright, so even though there's this was where the old feeding was, it's still there. Most of it is gone except for the noodles. I think they were like linguine noodles. They're still there. So I'll leave it there, and I'm going to do a new feeding right here. There's some worms right there. Let's see. Looks like here's those noodles. They're old now, and skins from the oranges and some purslane and some more sunflower seeds, shells. Let's see. I think that's enough, only because there's still food here, and there's throughout the bin there's little remnants of food from prior feedings. So as before, I'm going to put some powdered coral calcium, neem seed meal, ground eggshells. Cover it up. Mark it. And water. Like I said, it still felt a little damp, but it could use more water. And this week I'll be here, so I can keep an eye on the dampness of the bin throughout the week. But I won't do another feeding for one more week. There we go. And thank you for coming on this journey with me.